It's time again for yet another controversial video on manual driving do's and don'ts. It's actually kind of a funny story. I was at Sonoma Raceway and a regular by the name of Yan came up and was like, wait a second, are you Jubbal? Because I don't really show my face on this channel. I'm starting to change that. But I've met the guy and talked to him literally a dozen plus times, and in one of my recent videos where I reviewed a Porsche Cayman GT4 on track, I showed my face and he asked my buddy Fenton from the Zygreen channel, oh my god, that's Jubbal I've been talking to this whole time? And he mentioned that he and his friends oftentimes watch some of our videos here on the Jubbal and Cars YouTube channel, and how it is a source of some debate. And we actually got talking about whether you should use auto-rev match or not when you are learning to drive, and even just in general if it's a good habit or not, or what's the point of it. And it's funny because me and one of the other instructors at the track event, not Yan, but another person there who's an instructor, we ended up having very differing opinions, and we had a fun, semi-heated but mostly fun and hilarious conversation about this. I want to fill you in on that conversation. So my philosophy, my belief is that driving stick is an art and a skill that you want to hone, that you want to improve, right? And to overly rely on something like auto rev match is actually robbing you of the ability to perfect and hone your skill. And my friend and fellow instructor who I was debating with, Dave, had mentioned, well, I can do it 85% properly, like 100%, like I can match my rev match with a perfect heel toe 85% of the time. And I said, well, if you did not rely on auto rev match, then I would argue that your perfect heel toe rev match would be 90, 95, 99%. It'll never be quite 100, but it'll be a lot better than 85%. And he said, well, I don't really have any interest, especially on the racetrack. I want to have all my shifts just perfect. And one of the arguments he made was that I use ABS, don't I? Like, I don't want to drive a car that doesn't have ABS. I said, sure, but that is more of a safety feature, right? I don't want to rely on ABS and use ABS every single time I go into any braking zone. That would be a bad habit. I want to perfect my threshold braking, but I want the ABS there as a nanny, as a safety nanny, to say, hey, let's not have you massively increase your stopping distance by blocking up your tires. Let's keep you safe and in one piece. So here's what I would say. I think the reason why you buy a manual transmission vehicle in the first place is for the engagement. And what is engaging about a manual transmission? Well, you have to use 3 pedals, not 2, and you're going to actually select the gear with your hand, right? To remove such a big part of that equation, to automatically rev match your downshifts, I would argue is massively reducing part of the engagement. And especially if you want to remove something as mission critical as doing that, a heel toe rev match, right? That is a big part of the fun. You enjoy things that aren't too easy and that aren't too difficult. There's an optimal point on the curve where you actually find things the most fun. If things are too easy, it's boring. That's why you probably find driving an automatic in traffic or on a canyon road perhaps not as engaging or as fun as a manual, because it's that little bit of engagement and challenge, right? Even if it feels pretty easy, there's a slight amount of challenge, right? For me to just use my throttle and brake pedal versus having to use a third hand and do all this stuff, it's not challenging, but it is more engaging, slightly more challenging than driving automatic. So on the other end, when something is too frustrating, too difficult, if you have to all of a sudden, you only know algebra, now you're having to do some calculus and you haven't actually learned calculus, or you're learning how to drive stick and now the instructor is asking you to double clutch heel toe at the same time, that's just too much. That is no longer at the optimal point of the curve. So you don't start there, but you eventually get to the point of, yes, you should heel toe, yes, you should double clutch. I talk about all these things in other videos as well. And yes, modern cars have synchros. That's actually another point that my buddy Dave brought up. Well, why do you ever double clutch, Kevin? Like, there's no point. I say, well, our mutual friend, Fenton from the Zygreen channel, his NSX, the synchros were failing. It's an older car. And I was reviewing Fenton's NSX against an Emira. And Fenton told me, hey, the synchros need to be replaced. They're failing. Please just shift slow. And I said, well, I'll do you one better. I'm not going to shift slow because that's still going to add some wear and tear. I'm actually going to shift at speed, but I'm going to just double clutch. And I would do a double clutch regular downshift rev match. I would do a double clutch heel toe. All these things are tools in my repertoire that I don't have to use, but when I do need to use them, like when your buddy's synchros are failing, then it's good to have that skill set. And those who vehemently argue against that are usually the people who simply can't do it quite as proficiently. I've heard some people say, oh, it's not a big deal, it's so easy to... I'm like, wow. Either you are massively gifted, because I actually found it to be quite a learning curve to learn how to double clutch heel toe at the same time smoothly. It is the single most advanced technique in all of manual transmission driving. It took me some time to get to that point that I could do it smoothly, right? But, you know, some people say it's super easy. I mean, maybe they are immensely gifted, or they're just full of it. I don't know, you tell me. So the final thing I want you to consider is that when you rely on these nannies like auto-rev match, and again, do what you want. I'm not here to say what's right or wrong. I'm just telling you why I have made the decisions I have made for myself, and it doesn't really matter to me what you do with your life. I mean, I'm just here to have this intellectual conversation because I find it fun, all right? What I would say is, one of the big reasons that I believe it is optimal to get very proficient at not relying on auto-rev match is that sometimes you're going to drive other cars that don't have it. This Emira does not have it. The ND3 Miata does not have it. The best drivers' cars generally don't have it because the manufacturers, the people who are designing these vehicles, know that that is such an integral and core part of driving manual, right? Now, there are some exceptions. I think, you know, many Porsches are phenomenal vehicles, and they do have auto-rev match, a lot of the modern ones. But when you drive someone else's car on track, as an example, I was just riding passenger in my buddy's 2013 Scion FRS. That, of course, does not have auto-rev match. I drove his car on track. You can find that review linked below. And I was, of course, rev matching my own downshifts, no auto-rev match there. And then he drove it, and it was actually quite rough. And you'll see in the discussion we had how he wants to improve and hone his heel toe downshifting because it was pretty rough, and that can upset the car, that can increase wear and tear. Like, when you're really pushing a car to its limit and you don't have a perfectly smooth downshift, you are going to upset the balance, right? You're really at the limit of each tire. Now when you have this, all of a sudden you lock up the rear tires, or the weight transfer is not quite smooth, that can cause issues when you're trying to set up fast lap time and be safe on the track, of course. So it is a good skill to have. It is more fun as you try to perfect this art, this technique. It is not just about what is optimal and quickest, but it is about making the decision, I would argue, that long-term benefits you far more. And I will acknowledge that we are all wired differently. I'm definitely on one end of the bell curve in terms of this discussion, right? If you guys could watch my other videos, like the double clutch one where I talk about my background in surgery and all these things and why we took so much pride and enjoyment from trying to perfect the craft, the meticulousness, and not everyone's like that, I get it. But a larger proportion of people than people would realize, I think, would actually enjoy it if they applied themselves and tried to perfect the craft. There is a pursuit of mastery that is intrinsically rewarding, not for anyone else but yourself. I mean, I've been doing this stuff for a decade and a half. Only recently, the last few years, that I started a YouTube channel. But for those years prior, I took pride in having some proficiencies in driving stick smoothly and being able to do things that not every manual transmission driver could. But I took pride, even though no one knew at the time, right, that I could drive stick in this way and have some proficiencies and some skill sets and some smoothness and blah, 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 even if no one else knew. Because it's for me, it's for myself, it makes me feel good. It makes me enjoy the process to try to keep being better, keep improving, right? You want to see your lap time improve when you go to the racetrack. The same thing here. These are all just small pieces of that same pursuit of becoming a better driver. And there was one funny counterpoint my buddy Dave did make as well, which is that I said I find it so unnatural to downshift without doing that motion with my foot. I find it weird to actually not heel toe. And he said, well, Kevin, you can always just leave auto rev match on and still do the motion anyways. I was like, you know what, that is a good point. I could always do that. But then, of course, the downside is that you can be learning a bad habit because you may actually be doing heel toe incorrectly, and then the machine is doing it for you, and you think you're doing it properly the whole time, and then you go drive another car that doesn't have auto rev match, and then you over blip or under blip or whatever it is. So anyways, again, there's no right or wrong. Do whatever you please, but do let me know with a comment down below what you think. Much love, my friends, and I'll see you all in that next one.